Now, the fifth edition of the Montreal Grand Prix of Cycling rolls through the streets of the city this Sunday. The field includes 6 of the top 15 finishers in this year's Tour de France. With more on the competition, here's Kelly Gregg with the race's Executive Vice President, Marcel Leblanc.
Marcel, thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure.
Now, we all know this is a huge cycling race, but how does it compare to some of the big European races? Now, I understand this is the biggest race in North America, is that right?
Yes, actually, we're the biggest race in North America. We're on the same calendar as Tour de France, Paris-Roubaix, Liège-Bastogne-Liège, the Giro of Italia. So it's the UCI World Tour calendar.
So the really elite races, that's what you're comparing this race to?
Exactly, because the teams that come here, it's the 18 pro teams, so they're obligated to come to the races. So it's the same 18 teams that go to Tour de France and all these other big races.
Well, with those kind of racers, I mean, who are we expecting to see here in Montreal, the big names in racing?
Actually, the big names that we'll get this year, I've got confirmation, is the reigning world champion Rui Costa. We'll have Simon Gerrans from Orica Green Edge, Jean-Christophe Perrault, who finished second in Le Tour de France. We've got Christophe Riblon, we've got Tony Galopin, who won some stages in Le Tour de France this year. So a very nice group of riders.
Well, you know, it's an experience for some riders to ride along just these pros, but another experience is that it's actually a loop, this race. It's a circuit, one of the only ones, and that includes 17 rides up Mount Royal, which I wouldn't want to do. So how exciting is it for the live audiences, and how challenging is it for these cyclists?
Actually, for the people around the track, it's pretty nice, and the difference between a point-to-point race and a loop like that is that during a 5-hour race, people are going to see the peloton go by them 17 times. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And for the riders, the course in Montreal has made a name for itself. It's a hard course. It's been known as a hard course actually back from 1974 when the World Championship were held here and were won by Eddie Merckx. So it's a hard course rider. It's a puncher climber style of course for the riders. So it's a specific kind of riders that are coming here to run those races.
Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And it should be a great weekend of racing.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thanks.